Hi guys, thank you so much for serving this week. I wanted to walk you through a few quick things for your lessons for this week. First of all, this is the Planning Center website. If you have not had a chance to do this in the past, this is where you can access the lesson plans. So when you log in to see if you're serving or not, if you go over here, you can click on May 1st, 3rd through 5th grade lesson plan or K through 2 lesson plan, and it will open up what the actual lesson plan is if you want to look it up ahead of time before Sunday if you're curious to see what you're teaching. I am going to walk you through the actual paper lesson real quick. So for both groups, they start the same, where you start with meeting for prayer in the check-in room, and then you go into our K through 2 classroom. Both groups will start in there, and you get to choose the center activities that will happen at each table, and you start the music that I'll send the link for you the weekday before. Once the kids get there, they do center activities until 10:10, and then at 10:10, all students will clean up. What I usually do is they work together as a team to clean up, and then one student from that table carries the center activity back to where it belongs. And at 10:15, everything should be cleaned up, and that is when 3rd through 5th grade exits the room and goes to their own separate classroom. So the next activity is the same for both groups, just in their different spaces. So both groups in their 2 separate spaces will do the memory verse. This is our first week with our new verse, which is Psalm 139, 7 through 8. And so you'll just do the week 1 part. Before you do that though, you go over the entire verse with them. Say it to them, have them repeat it back to you. And then once you've done that a few times, you can have one student lead it. You can do it all together. And then on the brown craft paper, just write the week 1 part. I'll have it up there and just a couple words missing that you can call students up to fill out on those lines. And the whole group can spell the word for them while that student writes the word down. Once memory verse time is over, then it's time for prayers. We do have 2 purple notebooks now. One will go in each classroom where we're going to record the prayer requests. We just think it'd be a great way to be able to follow up on them. And if it's something that is a big thing going on in their family, being able to maybe follow up with their family just to let them know that we're praying for them, and just seeing if there's ways that we can help. And then ending that with the Lord's Prayer. As a class, it is up in both classrooms, so just reminding them that they are welcome to use it where it's up in the room if they don't have it memorized yet. So following that, they have the same Bible story in both groups. It's story 119 on pages 238 and 39, which is the another miraculous catch after Jesus' resurrection, when they had the other great catch of fish. So we read the story out of the Gospel Story Bible. So we read that first, and then we follow that up with the actual spot in the Bible where it's at in the Gospels in John 21, 1 through 25. If you're in K through 2, I recommend that the teacher read it and the kids just listen along. If you are in 3rd through 5th grade, I recommend passing out the Bibles to the kids for those who don't have theirs, and have them follow along, or even have them read it out loud to you. So then the back side of the lesson for both K through 2 and 3rd through 5th. The discussion questions are pretty much the same for both groups. It's just 3rd through 5th grade will probably go deeper into the questions. And then this is where there's some differentiation. For K through 2, they do have a craft. It's going to be in the bucket with an example in there so that it will be easy for them to see what the expectation is and for you to guide them through it. All of their materials that they need should be in those material buckets that are labeled by table number. For 3rd through 5th grade, they're going to do an object lesson. And so there's a description of like, why are we doing this activity, and then how to do it. It involves dominoes and candy. So it's a pretty simple activity, but it's a great way of demonstrating God's love for us, even when we fail. I'm really excited actually for them to try this. I have a set of dominoes in there. There should be enough where every child will have 20 dominoes to try and stack, or however many you want to give them. Just make sure it's an impossible number for them to be able to actually stack, because the point is for them to fail and still be given love. So then I changed this in the lesson plan just so it's in here. If the lesson goes past 11:20, which sometimes that happens depending on the length of the sermon, then there's time to do either more center activities. They could play four corners, they could play charades, or a group game of your choice. If you have a favorite game that you like to do with kids and want to introduce it to them, that would be fine. And then at 11:20 is dismissal. We greet the parents at the door. We make sure the kids are still sitting and not crowding the door when their parents are arriving, while we collect stickers and get them safely back to their families. So that's it for both groups for May 1st. If you have any questions or any suggestions or anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I will send you a text on Saturday to remind you about serving on Sunday, but we're so excited to have you guys in there with our kiddos, and we'll see you on Sunday.